An alleged serial killer may have struck in Knoxville. The FBI says 78-year-old Samuel Little has confessed to 90 murders across the country. That includes 3 in Tennessee, Memphis, Chattanooga, and Knoxville. WBIR 10 News reporter Stephanie Haynes joins us to explain. And first, Stephanie, there are a lot of questions about whether the claims by this killer are true, and we don't yet know the name of the victim in Knoxville.
John, that's right. The FBI says Little's Knoxville confession is unmatched, meaning it's not yet confirmed by law enforcement. And so far, investigators say they've confirmed more than 30 other of those deaths. The local victim is described as an African-American woman aged 25 killed in 1975. The Knox County Sheriff's Office says it is working to confirm the case and notify next of kin. Todd Matthews with the National Missing and Unidentified Person System, or NamUs, says to his knowledge, this person is not in the system, but he says the news of Little is an opportunity to try to help identify people who may have been forgotten.
Until we identify all of those people and get them back to where they belong, it's not over. This event's still happening.
Little was arrested in Kentucky in 2012 and extradited to California on a drug charge. That's where investigators used his DNA to link him to 3 murders in the late 1980s. He was convicted in 2014 and is serving 3 life sentences. Coming up at 6, could Little be exaggerating, and will we ever know? Robin and John.
Stephanie.